And welcome to The Bottom Line, where we unpack some of the main business and economic stories of the day. Diagnostyka is the leading provider of diagnostic services with the largest network of medical laboratories and sample collection facilities in Poland. It's been around for almost 30 years and is currently the 26th largest private Polish company. With a recent successful IPO launch on the Warsaw Stock Exchange, I am joined now by Jakub Swadźba, the president and co-founder of Diagnostyka, to tell us about the company's story and recent stock exchange launch. Hello, and thank you for joining us.
Hello. It's very nice to be here.
So, from a business perspective, at what point did you recognize that Diagnostyka was ready for the Warsaw Stock Exchange launch?
Yeah, I think that we are ready for many years, but it was just the time when our partner, private equity, had to leave our company for the 14 years history, which was very fruitful. But it was the last moment because they had to give back the money to their investors. Mm-hmm. So they decided to leave our company, and now we have the new history from the February this year to being on the stock exchange.
So a completely new chapter. On your IPO launch day, which is not even a week ago, actually we could perhaps have a visual from production to have a look at the shares. The share value went up almost 20%.
Yeah, almost immediately.
Almost immediately.
And then, to 25% even, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a very, very positive reaction. Were you expecting this sort of reaction? Were you expecting the share value to go up so much?
Yeah, I was expecting to go up. I didn't know, of course, how much it will be. I think that it was a very fair price. Our company was very well known. We have, as a company, the contact with many companies, and during the roadshow also I met a lot of people abroad, and it was just a very good mood for the investing, and especially the medicine. It's quite stable part of the business, so they were happy that there's such a company in the stock exchange in which they could invest.
Analysts say that it's quite possible that Diagnostyka might advance to the VIG 40. Could you tell us when that might happen and actually what circumstances that this depends on?
Yeah, I'm a medical doctor and I don't know these details. As I understand, according to the value of the company, that probably soon we will be in this between these companies in this.
Okay, so you consider
group.
This to be something that's on the horizon.
But as far as I know, it doesn't depend on us. So.
Okay. Well, you're a doctor by trade, but also a very successful businessman. Can you tell us a little bit about Diagnostyka's shareholder structure now that the company is after the IPO launch? Yeah,
we started this company more or less 30 years ago, and still the same founders are together. So we have the majority of the company, and we are doing the same for all these years. So still I am the most active in the company, and I hope to go further with the history of Diagnostyka.
The company is valued at about 1 billion euros. It's the 26th largest private company in Poland, so very, very successful. What is the story behind Diagnostyka? Did you expect this sort of success when you were setting up?
Yeah, of course, nobody thinks about such a growth. It started the company from the scratch. But from the beginning, we wanted not only to do the test, but also to sell, to grow not only in one city, but to go to whole Poland. Just the second year of the history was that we decided to go from Krakow to Wrocław. So we think that it was a kind of DNA to grow organically, but also especially since we were with the partnership with private equity, we did a lot of M&As. We know everybody in this market and we like people, so they wanted to be the part of this success story together with Diagnostyka.
And what about the COVID pandemic? Obviously, a very difficult time for many businesses, obviously for everybody. But how did that impact the development of your business?
Yeah, of course, on the beginning it was very dramatic as for everybody, because also almost all services, medical services except the hospitals stopped. So the number of the tests during the first month dropped like 85%. And I think that from the beginning, I understood that it has to go back very soon, because medicine is always necessary, especially during such a pandemic times. So then immediately when it was possible to test, we did everything to do this. But of course it was a very difficult time, because it was lack of everything, of the tests, of the equipment, of the people who wanted to work and being in contact in these places where sometimes in the buildings and then outside the buildings we took the samples to test people. And on the end of the day, during these 2 years, we earn nice money. But if you see the growth of Diagnostyka, neglecting this extra income from the COVID, it's just a stable line of steady growth, double-digit growth all the time.
So the epidemic didn't actually affect you detrimentally, if you take away.
Yeah, it was for us just the main business. So we didn't catch a special occasion. It was the normal that we have to do it, and we did it. So this extra money later we invested. Like, for example, during the COVID time, we built the biggest Polish laboratory in Warsaw. But from the point of view of the income before and after, it's the same. Now COVID disappeared completely. I mean, in our laboratories, because a lot of people just are now like from influenza. It's with us. But the tests, what we need normally are buying in the apotheke. So we don't do more the COVID tests than any others, less than grip.
Sure. You're not the only diagnostics company on the market. What makes what you offer different? And do you feel pressure to differentiate yourself now?
Yeah, at the beginning we wanted to be everywhere. We wanted to be with the easy access. So we created all these more than 1,100 places when the people can come and the blood can be taken. And now we focus more on, always it was the quality, but now the customer experience. We would like to have our places more fancy, because our labs, it's like in the best places in the world. And now we are most focusing on the customer experience.
And I've also read that you're increasingly focusing on longevity, preventative health. And I wanted to hear a little bit from you about your increasing interest in this, because at the end of the day, you're not a biotech company. You present yourselves as a diagnostics company. So where is that interest coming from?
Yeah, because diagnostic is, I think, the most important part of the medicine, because without good diagnostic there is no good treatment.
Absolutely.
But also it's a very important tool for the preventive medicine, because very important for the preventive medicine also to personalize this medicine. So it's quite important if you have, even if not illness, but for example the disturbances a little bit in sugar or in cholesterol. So to do the test is important on which you should to focus. And this was the first part of our journey through the prevention medicine. But now we think that diagnostic is a little bit not enough, especially the laboratories. So we went into the image diagnostic center, but also we think that we are a diagnostic company. We can measure better the state of the health of the society. So we can do a special KPIs to measure measure if you're going in the good or bad direction. So it is not simple like cholesterol, but it's also very specialized based on the methylation of DNA, like biological clocks. And we would like to supply, for example, the centers, the diet centers, the gym centers, with these kinds of the tools which can measure if you are really living according to the longevity rules.
So are you branching out into imaging diagnostics?
Yes.
Okay.
We started 2 years ago, and now we have mostly in the south part of Poland many image diagnostic centers.
And just as we wrap up, are you planning to bring more AI into your business? Because obviously that has risks as well.
Yeah, I think that AI is crucial for our future business, so we are deeply involved in this subject. Even today I was on the meeting in the Google, because we have to be the partner with the Google with creating a special softwares which will help to diagnose patients. So the AI now it's in our image diagnostic centers. It is the, let's call it, most easy part, but still it's a lot of work to find the best solutions, because different AIs are very different. Now there is many startups producing the special different softwares for AI and screening for example lung, and the other one for some problems with the brain. And it is still a little bit complicated from the practical point of view. But we think also about a big database which will again personalize the tests which are necessary to do, and also to think if you do one test, what it should be done later. So all of this, I hope that it will be with the cooperation of Google, and we will have the very nice tools based on AI for this. Not only with the data of the internet, but also on our own data, because we do more than 160 million tests per year.
Okay. Jakub, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
Great
very
to
much.
have you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And we were joined by Jakub Swadźba, President and co-founder of Diagnostyka. Thanks so much for joining us today. I was your host, Marie Kato. Join us every weekday for Business Arena at 5 p.m. CET on TVP World. And for the latest in regional business, follow us on X and on tvpworld.com. And for more news and features, stay with us on TVP World. Goodbye.